Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danny D, and I'm always here helping small businesses to go big. And in this podcast, I am helping women, business owners to find that happy place in their life, whatever it may be. It may not be your pajamas for you, it may be something else, but where is that space where you are feeling like you have that work life balance, where you are enjoying your business as well as enjoying your life? So that's what I am here for. And today I want to talk to you about negotiation. And I know throwing that word out there, negotiation, in a business podcast, the mind automatically goes to, pricing and when you have, to bid back and forth with a client and that type of thing. But that's not the type of negotiation I want to talk about today. I want to talk about our ability as women, as business owners, wives, mothers, all the roles that we tend to take on. Excuse me. I want to talk about being able to negotiate, one, articulate and negotiate our needs. And what brought me to this topic, of course, we're in the middle of the holiday season, and it's a lot of hustle and a lot of bustle, and a lot going on with trying to make sure we're getting all the things done and all the gifts and attending all of the different mixers and doing all the different things that are associated with the holiday season. And the holiday season can be a very stressful time. It's supposed to be a time of joy, all these other things, but um, making magic happen is not easy, and it can be a very stressful time because you're trying to do all of these million things, not just the ones on the surface, but the ones that are behind the scenes and nobody sees and everybody expects. So the holidays can be a very stressful time for a lot of people. And then you add to it, changes in families, loss in families, and it's a complicated supposed time of joy, right? Okay, so the reason why I want to talk about being able to articulate and then negotiate your needs. We as women tend to just naturally, or by force, I'm not going to just say naturally, because for some people it doesn't just happen naturally, but it's just no one else is doing this thing, so you become in charge of it. We tend to become in charge of the bulk of these magical things, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's at home, with family. We tend to be that person that's in charge of making magic happen. Some of it we take on ourselves, some of it, again, we are put into, and there's just a societal expectation, right? So there's this part that's like, if this is not this way, then, you know, some woman failed someone, right? It's never the dad that, dressed the kids hardly. It's like, how did she let him out the house that way, right? So all of that in play. Let's just put all of, cards on the table, just trying to keep up with the pace of what's going on around us. And then many of us are creative business owners, so the holiday season, adds an additional stress because not only are you trying to do all these things in your personal life, but in your business and professional life, you're trying to create magic for all these people around you because that's your job, right? And even if you're not in a like very creative field, just in general, this is a time of the year where everybody's trying to finish out and people are in heightened during this time. So let's talk about why it's important to articulate and then negotiate our needs. Because, I've been, consuming all this stuff. I'm seeing everything everywhere, either in conversation or memes or what have you, of women kind of silently saying, man, it's crazy right now. Man, I'm just trying to, keep my head above water. Man, I'm just, trying to do this thing and nobody seems to understand how stressed out I am. And what I realized, and I unfortunately had to go through a very tragic situation to realize this, is that ultimately, if you can't advocate for you and your needs, then they will continue to go unheard. And the little subtle hints or the size or this, those things are seen, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not heard. So we need to learn the art of articulating clearly what our needs are. And sometimes that means figuring out what our needs are because I know for me, when I had like I had a big loss in my family, it kind of shook me to my core and I didn't know what I needed. I really didn't. I couldn't tell somebody I need this because I didn't know. And I had never put myself in a position to be taken care of in the way that I needed to be taken care of. It wasn't that others around me didn't want to, they didn't know how. And a lot of times in our lives, people don't know how they can help. They know that they can lend an ear, friend to friend, we can say, I'm sorry that you're going through this. Um, but they may not know what is the thing that you need in this moment that would be helpful. The problem is, though, we don't always know the answer either. We know that we're overwhelmed, we know that we're stressed, but we don't know what it is we need. What is the need in the moment? What could someone do to make this moment different? So I want to challenge you to sit back and when you are in those moments of heightenedness, like the holiday season can bring, what is your need? What is your need? And don't expect that someone else around you understands. Sit with yourself and try to figure out what is it that I need? What do I need to renegotiate? Because once you know what you need, then it's much easier to negotiate that need. So if, you know, what you need is I'm trying to make, the holidays happen and I can't run one more errand. So I need you to stop and pick this up on the way home. Or I need you to take responsibility for this part of the holidays happening. And I'll share, my breakup story with Christmas. I had a breakup with Christmas a few years back, and it actually came from just an experience that made me realize that there was another option. There was another option besides the, whirlwind of stress and all of that stuff associated with it. So my son said he'd never seen snow. We planned a vacation. We went up to Colorado. We saw the snow and everything. And because we were on vacation, a bulk load of the things that I would normally be responsible for the holidays just fell off because we weren't home. So I didn't have to worry about certain things. I didn't have to worry about those things. And I could choose to lean into the things because we are a holiday family. I choose to lean into the things that I enjoy. So, I didn't have to worry about cooking because we went out to a nice dinner. I didn't have to worry about gifts and all of this and the person that randomly shows up at your house with a gift that you didn't have a gift for and you gotta find one. Didn't worry about that because I went home. um I didn't have to worry about anything but what I wanted to do. And I came back from the trip and I was like, we need to do a trip every Christmas. And my family was like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's quite what I want to do. As a result, um, we ended up saying, okay, well, they prefer to be in town for Christmas, but then I had to renegotiate. If I'm going to be here, if I'm going to do the traditional Christmas, then things have to be different because I really enjoyed the freedom of this. And the thing that you want requires much more of me. So we have to renegotiate what this looks like. We have to look at it differently and look at it in a way that is more equitable and that we're all experiencing joy, that it's not everyone else is happy and then I'm like sort of kind of happy because I'm doing holiday stuff, but also sort of kind of frustrated because I'm tired. um, so where is that line? What is your need and what do you need to clearly articulate to get there? And to tie this back to business, once you know how to articulate and stand for what you need, it's going to translate into other areas of your life. It's going to translate into every area of your life. But you have to, one, know that you deserve it. Two, know how to communicate it. And three, not let up until you start to see results. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you have a happy holiday season. And I'll, be seeing you in the coming year. Let me see if there's another Wednesday before the end of the year. Oh, we got one more Wednesday. So we'll have one more Wednesday. We'll before the end of the year. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful year so far. I hope that your holiday season is least stressed as possible. I hope we try to peel back some of that stress so that you can really enjoy the season, enjoy yourself. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.